Tell him I said suck. My.
Yeah. I said tell them niggas to suck my dick. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. I grew up in a glass box. Don't believe me? Gown head, ass pops. I couldn't do shit but go to church. You laugh and kick rocks. I wish I would've stayed there than out here with the niggas. Don't play fair. Like I said, only went to church and school. They didn't care about that name brand. Give a fuck if I was cool. So if you don't know what I've been through, then don't quote it. Been misused and abused, but I never folded. I've been on my own for a long time. All the shit I've been through, I thank God I ain't lose my mind. Go walk a mile on my shoes, yeah. Go walk a mile on my shoes, yeah. Damn. Go walk a mile on my shoes, yeah. I was book smart, Bible smart. It don't matter in these streets. I was raised to be honest and humble. Now I'm out here with these beasts. Don't teach common sense to them pews. A lot of wasted time in them seats. I spend hell years in them aisles. Bitch, I got the receipts. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit.
Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit.
Come tell me your story about the good old days. I'm feeling dismay. I just can't with today. I need some good news, or maybe some new shoes. Fix me some good food. I'm stuck with the blues. How you fumble of me? You must be slow. How you fumble of me? How you fumble of me? You must be slow. You must be slow. How you fumble of me? How you fumble of me?
Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of the Sit Down. So today we're gonna kind of do the sit down in a little different type of fashion. This is definitely pre-recorded. So we will see your chats and your comments and everything like that, and we will address them when we can do so. So the other day, my sister and I, Madam Oracle, we did a live on a situation, I guess you would call it, on Facebook. So I'm going to bring my sister on in and we're going to let you know what went down. Hey, sister.
Hello, hello, SiStar. Hello, viewers. How's everybody doing today? Sis, you good?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty okay. Pretty okay.
Period. That's all we can ask for. So I'm going to let you get it, people, to run down because you brought me the story.
Cool. So, if you guys were watching my live the other day, then you saw me bring to you guys something that I saw on my Facebook page. I was scrolling my timeline and I saw a story that had went viral. It was of a young lady from Alabama who lives in Florida, and she was telling a story about being under the influence of some medicine due to a oral issue, and she ended up sleeping with her baby daddy's daughter's boyfriend. Okay, and then she ended up getting pregnant, and she brought it to Facebook because she wanted little daddy to take a blood test. That's it. That's all she was asking for, was a DNA test. And now, I mean, the story went viral. It was crazy. And there were a bunch of mixed emotions. Some people felt like he should just give up the DNA, you know. Some people felt like she was wrong. It was a mess all over the place. Dude was lying. I feel like dude was lying about his age, claiming that he's only 18 now. The baby was conceived sometime last year in 2022. But sis was bringing her receipts, okay? The receipts was receipting. It was just all over the place. So I brought it to my sister. I was like, sis, I want to talk about this. And I couldn't understand for the life of me, though, why the people who had all negative things to say only had negative things to say about the woman, which brings up another subject for me. You know, like, why is it always the women? So we touched on it a little more. And during the live, me and E reached out to the young lady. And that brings us to today.
Yes. So I told her when bringing her on that, we didn't know her. We just saw the story. So we was like, this is quite ratchet. What is going on here? But as I talked to the young lady, me being a woman first, a mother second, my heart melted for her. And y'all know over here on my channel, I'm about transparency, being honest, and your good, bad, and your ugly. And I can respect her for standing 10 toes down in the things that she have done because she's a great mother from what I can see so far. So I want to give her the opportunity to tell her story herself in her own words. So we're going to bring her up. Hey, Story.
Hello, how y'all doing?
How are you?
I'm okay, just a little tired.
Yes, that's understandable, child.
Yes.
Definitely with a newborn. So I was scrolling your page a little bit. You got five, right?
Yep. I have four boys and now a little girl.
So yes, story. I bet you are tired with those five little bundles of joy. So it looks like you have one that'll be turning 13 this year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And one that just turned 10,
Yes.
and one who was born in 2020, January of 2020.
Yes. And I have a 1 year old and a now 2 month old.
Okay, okay.
And let me just say this. When I visited the page that you gave me the other name to, and I was looking at your reels, like, my hat's off to you. Because regardless of anything and all of the things that we're going to get into today, you are an excellent mom. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to, like, it's a lot of people on YouTube and social media, TikTok, whatever, and they can put on a front for a little page that they trying to grow and stuff like that. But it's a difference between when somebody's acting and you can tell that you really have a strong bond with your kids.
Oh, I love my kids. Like, if my kids wasn't here, well, I don't know what in the hell I would do. And it's crazy, like, in the situation that I got my little girl. Like, that's what's crazy. I wanted a girl. I wanted that to be my first child. She my baby, and she's spoiled as hell already. That's crazy.
But she's adorable. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
She
Thank you.
is. And I'm gonna be honest, girl, she looking like old buddy. I'm not Dana. I'm Madam, but baby, the looks is looking. Okay.
Uh, yeah,
So do
I'm just gonna stand firm on, it wasn't just him. So that's why I'm going to wait on DNA results.
so did he end up taking the test?
No, he's refusing to take the test. He's claiming that he don't know me. He only knows me through his old girlfriend dad.
Your
The
baby
crazy
daddy.
thing is, yes, the crazy thing is he used to drop my baby daddy off to me.
Oh wow. So before we get into that though, let's get a people a history lesson because the people are gonna be digging and stuff like that. And you said you got a certain point where you want to start telling us how everything went down. So we here for it. The floor is yours.
Hmm.
And we can get into it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, with Terrence, which is my 3-year old's dad, um, I actually met him. He was over here visiting in Pensacola, where I'm from. And when I met him or whatever, I started conversating with him, and I found out that he was in like a halfway house, a federal halfway house. Well, that didn't stop me from talking to him. I still just, whatever. He'll come out some days. We'll go to his house, his mom's house, whatever. And just had started, messing around or whatever. And when he got out of the halfway house, he moved in with me. We was together for like 2 years. And then one day he was like, something about, if you don't want to give me the money or whatever, I'll just go be with my wife and kids. And it went from there. A week later, I found out I was pregnant.
So he was
And
married.
yes, which I didn't know. I asked his mom and his sister, like, why y'all ain't tell me? They was like, they was unsure that he was married. But as I did my research, I found out that he got married inside of prison.
And I understand that situation personally because I've been in a situation where I was with somebody for over a year, almost 2 years, and then boom, find out they married. So this happens.
Yeah, these men are not honest about being married, about having a girlfriend. But people need to understand that it's not my place to go looking to see if you got a wife, to be looking to see if you got a girlfriend. I'm expecting somebody to be honest. And he
Right.
wasn't.
And to be single if they coming at you like that.
Yeah,
Right.
and what's crazy is if my husband was never coming home, I wouldn't even be wanting to claim that I'm his wife at all, anyways, because I'm telling you, like, when I go to work, he's watching my kids. Um, we always out of town, at the casino, at the barbershop. His cousin owns a barbershop, and we in the barbershop together. And all these people like, oh my God, you're so pretty. You this, you that. Oh, Terrence, you got you a nice one. Da 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 da. Nobody never like, hey, girl, he's married. No, nobody.
And that was in
So
Mobile, right?
yes.
So I also saw story. in the comments because I'm one of them ones like I refresh and hit all comments. Um,
Hmm.
where some of your haters was saying, well, golly, you know, she got a baby by her cousin's husband. Is Terrence that wouldn't be your cousin's husband? That's not who they talking about, right?
No, no, none of my baby daddies are married to any of my cousins. I'm not a cousin husband fucker. um, that's what's crazy. Okay, so it's a situation. My 1 year old, his dad is deceased, and how he became deceased is he was talking to one of my cousins during our breakup time, and she took him to her home and killed him. So he's deceased, and I'm left with his 1 year old son.
My condolences. So that's James, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was looking over your pages and I saw that it looked like y'all was happy and in love.
My name, say my name. Say, baby, I love you. Say my name.
Yeah, until people. One thing about my family, they like to hold stuff until it actually comes to surface. Like once I announced that I was pregnant, they came and was like, "Oh, do you know he used to talk to your cousin? Oh, do you know that he's over here with your cousin now?" Like stuff like that. Like they wait till stuff hit the surface instead of like telling you from the beginning. So, but I knew James since I was 10 years old, and when I first met him, he was he was so funny. He used to be like, "I like you," and I'm like, I don't like little boys." And I ended up, talking to him once we got grown, and we had a very good time. He was actually a good father figure to my other kids. Um, we traveled like we traveled. When I'm telling you, I got him up one day. I said we going to the shoe store, and the shoe store was all the way to Colorado.
From Alabama?
I drove, yes, from Florida. We started at Florida. We drove to Colorado. We stayed in Colorado for 4 days. That's why I became pregnant in Colorado. Um, and then we drove from Colorado to Kentucky, and then from Kentucky we went back to Florida. So yeah, we was on the road.
And it looked like that y'all was having a good time. It looked like y'all was in love. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like no sneaky links. Like, so it's like from looking at your timeline of everything, that's not an act. Like these are clips and memories and stuff like that. Look like it's the polar opposites of these comments that was under this post. Because the post was running you
Yeah,
down.
yeah. It started all of this, all that cousin husband stuff started when an incident happened with my grandmother. Um, and they had went back and arrested her. One of my cousins from Texas that I don't even conversate with, shouldn't even know anything about me unless she's constantly watching my Facebook page or listening to something that someone else tells her. She gets in the comments on a video of my grandmother, and she's like, "Oh, you on here trying to discredit the family and all this other kind of stuff. Why don't you tell them this and why don't you tell them that?" And it's all lies. Everything that she wrote in the comments is all lies. Like, and I can prove all of that. Like, I have never been the one to just, sit back and can't stand on my truth. Like, if I did that, if I did do anything with any of my cousin's husband, I wouldn't be ashamed to tell nobody because that's something that I did.
I'm gonna
So
tell you a story. That's what got my respect. When I saw you was standing up in your truth, because I hate skeleton people. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't hide from the Most High, why are you hiding from everybody else? It is what it is. So you got my respect just off that alone, that you were able to stand in your truth. Um, so James would have been your youngest son's father then, right?
yes,
So is it fair to say that when you even started dealing with Maul, you were still grieving? You were broken. You were still in grief, right?
most definitely, most definitely. It was crazy because his James friends, they didn't know of him um sleeping with my cousin. Like they didn't really know of that. So when the article came out of his girlfriend killing him, everybody thought that I did it. So I was
Wow.
getting threats. I had to get my kids with their families. His I'm sorry to say this, but his mom even blamed me for, you know, his death. It was just crazy. Like I went through this oh I don't yeah, it was just a crazy situation.
We can move
So
past
yeah,
James.
yeah,
We can
yeah.
move past James because that's not even what brought you here. And I get that that's touchy, and it's still fresh. So
What's crazy about that whole situation is I'm just gonna be honest. Okay, so it started first when one day I went over to my child's father's house. He called me and was like, "Come pick up these pampers." He was like, "I bought some pampers for the baby. Come pick them up. I'm finna go drop my daughter off at work." So, and this is Terrence now. So he tells me all this. So I goes over to his house. When I get there, he's not there. So it's a male standing at his door, which is his uncle. He said that oh my God, it's gonna be some shit. So I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, well, went up to the store and they should be right back. So now I'm thinking like, okay, he may be finna go get the pampers now and come back or whatever. When they came back, I walked up towards the car just to, retrieve the diapers or whatever that he didn't even buy. The wife gets out the car and she puts up her hand like she trying to hit me while I got my baby in my hand. So everybody started coming outside. The daughter, Ma, the other children, neighbors, everybody started coming outside because it became chaotic or whatever. So Ma, he seen me out one day when I was working, and he was like, oh my God, that day when you beat Terrence ass, cause I literally did beat my baby daddy ass on live. Um, he was like, that shit turned me on, and I just thought it was funny, cause I'm like, little boy, like going on, and he just wouldn't stop. He was like, look, like I help you take care of the baby that he don't help you take care of, like, and I'm just like, shit, who, who don't need help? I'm out here raising these kids by myself who don't need help. So me and him just started talking. We didn't just instantly start having sex or whatever. We just instantly started like conversating and meeting up. He'll buy this and that and give me money or whatever like that. But we ain't instantly start fucking. Nah. It came off well. I had a toothache. And this is no lie. I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol, none of that. Um, I went to the doctor and they were just basically telling me like my wisdom tooth was coming through and it like I don't know, like some kind of way it swole my gum up. And they instantly just was like, we're gonna give you some antibiotics and we're gonna give you these pain medications and they sent me home. I'm telling you, I took that and I promise you ever heard of Cloud 20? Cause I was out of there. I was I needed to have sex. I needed everything like and I wasn't talking to my current friend. I was like, fuck this, let me call this little boy. And that's how it went down. Like but and once I wasn't expecting what was gonna happen next. Like I'm in a U-Haul, like bent over trying to get my stuff out the U-Haul, and this little boy licks my ass. And who not finna keep going?
Oh my.
I'm just saying. I'm, I'm not finna keep I'm
so
sorry.
Ma was a
It's
little
not fun.
freaky
It's
and
not
frisky.
funny though, cause
I'm
baby,
Madam and I have a sex toy line, okay? I
Don't
sell
get
sex
her
toys.
started. Oh my God.
please don't.
Literally got roses and everything on deck, baby. So you ain't gotta apologize for your sexuality over here with me.
Oh, she ain't got to worry, baby. I won't even watch a sex scene on Tubi. I'm gonna skip that shit so fast. I ain't even trying to. Ooh, baby, I ain't trying to think about no sex right now, baby. Cause it seems like every time I think I'm just gonna be having fun, then 9 months later, boom, shit, fuck
You
no.
fertile.
I
You and Terrence's daughter,
Yeah,
how was y'all relationship?
I don't fuck with her, and
I mean,
and
before
never
before you
will, never
started
have.
dealing with Maul.
She said never have.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ne-
But
okay, so the crazy thing is this how she met me. I this is how she met me because her dad used to like when we would talk on the phone, he would say, "This my friend, um, blah blah blah," and I'm like, okay. So when he went to jail, I had to call her because I had put the money on the phone, but I had add her number so that he's able to call her. So that's when I guess she just started like catching like I don't know how to say it like she started I don't really know how to say it because she still thought I was his friend, but until I tagged her and her mom in a post and told them that they could come to my baby shower.
so the daughter thought y'all was like platonic friends, not having relations.
Yeah, yeah, me and her was never. She always said stuff about my baby. It was incident I went and dropped my baby off to her dad. She was trying to hit my baby. She was trying to hit her dad. She was doing all kind of stuff, and I really put in my mind like when this girl turned 18, I'm gonna beat the shit out of her. Like, but whew,
Messing with Maul was
huh?
getting your lick back on some shit, right?
It sound like it. It sound like it.
So, story is
Yeah,
her
it sound
mother,
like
is
it.
that Terrence's wife, or her mama is another baby mama?
Yeah. No, that's Terrence's wife.
Okay, so I want to pause and I want to go back because then you tell me you wanted to explain about the grandmother situation.
Yes.
Okay, so what I see from your news feed is you were living in Mobile and Prichard County, right?
No, I was living in Mobile County, which is it's Chickasaw, Alabama.
Okay. And I saw something about like a hood situation where you were in some inhumane living conditions. Was that in Mobile?
Yes.
And is that what caused your grandmother to come and get you
Yes.
into that
Hold
part?
on, wait. Because when I was looking, it seemed like when you first moved in, it looked like it was put together. The floors were shiny. The appliances was looking like they was new. So was it like they dressed it up and as you was living, things was coming about, right?
Yes. So like when I was living in the home, um, my neighbor had came over and she was like, girl, she was like, um, this neighborhood, it's okay, but it's like a lot of like meth heads and stuff like that or whatever. So me as a mother, I was like telling all my kids like, hey, everybody come sleep in my room, cause my room was like way in the back, and they had like a front room, like right by the front door. So my kids was like, I'm tired of you, like, especially like after James passed away. They was like, Mom, I'm tired of you keep watching the same thing on TV and you in here crying and stuff. It was like, please, can we just go in our room? Like, can we just go in our room? So I ended up letting them go in their room. So when I got up the next morning, I walked in the room and I'm like doing a little well check or whatever. And I see a fucking rat run across the like head of my kid's bed. I'm like, what the hell? and all my kids like just like jumped up. So now I'm concerned. I'm looking for holes. I'm looking for, whatever. Like, how are these things getting in my house? And as I'm walking, I smell something. I'm like, what the hell is that? I started smelling something. And once I opened up the door, um, the walls was covered with mold. And because I was pregnant, I just hurry up and closed the door. And so not only did I just see a rat, now I just opened up a bathroom door and it has mold all over the walls.
How fast did the mold show up? Because it seemed like it was like an overnight type of thing, like it rained or something.
I don't actually know what was going on with that house. I don't know, but it was a disaster.
Mhm.
It was a disaster, and I ended up like just calling out to like everybody I can think of to just get me out of that house. And once I moved out, I started staying in a hotel. Like I said, I went back to the hotel. My grandmother, she came over. My mom sent her over to get me and my kids, and we were supposed to go to Kentucky.
Okay.
Um, Me and my mom had made an agreement that, she would get the kids while I'm homeless and I can, go and find housing. But once I got down to Kentucky, my mom basically like changed her mind on everything that we talked about. So I went back to Florida, and that's when my grandmother dropped us off at her trailer, knowing that it wasn't livable. But
I saw a
I
reel
made it
where you
livable.
and your kids, yeah, you and your kids was making it come together like booty cheeks though. I saw y'all.
Yeah, we real deal like cleaned up the yard, and we, got people to come out there. Like I was calling different people. People was willing to like make it look livable. Like they was coming to pressure wash it. They built a wall. They got hot water in there. They donated me like cabinets and stoves, and um, I also started up a fundraiser and got all my stuff from my storage and brought it to that home. And we just, we was there. But it was a problem with the trailer. Like it was so cold. When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot.
Right.
So one of my aunts was like, it's gonna be a freeze the day. My aunt like, it's gonna be a freeze before Christmas. I'm gonna come down and get y'all. So during that time, when my aunt came and got me, I ended up having to go to the hospital because as soon as I'm trying to walk or whatever, it feels like pins and needles. So I went to the doctor and they was like, you have neuropathy or whatever. So my aunt was like, you know what, you can just stay here till you go to your doctor's appointment for your baby. And when I went to that doctor's appointment, they told me like, your child's head is measuring small or whatever, and your placenta is basically detaching. We're gonna need to see you every week, like 2 times out of the week. And I was like, well, I asked my aunt, I was like, can I stay here just so I can be able to get to the doctor? Because living all the way up in the country, I didn't have like no transportation. And for one, I couldn't drive because I have severe vertigo. Um,
Oh.
so it was just it was crazy. So once my doctor informed me like you need to get ready for birth at any day. If you see any bleeding, you get here, we're gonna have to deliver that baby. So I was trying to prepare my kids for that. Like I went up there to get them some clothes and stuff like that. And once I went up there, I thought somebody had broken the house. Like my TV was gone, my microwave, like all kind of stuff was just out of place. That I didn't leave it that way. So
Right.
I called my brother and I'm like, did you do you know if anybody came in his house or do you have my stuff? And so he's like telling me like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah. Which my uncle lived there and my brother lived there, but they basically just lived there in a house with just a mini fridge basically, and cold.
So
The
that's
water was
Malik
cold, all
and
kind of stuff like.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, my yes. So they
Okay.
lived there, and it was just like it's like they're getting mad because once I fix a house up or once I'm there, I want my space to be clean. You get what I'm saying? I have children. I don't want y'all leaving like, bleached down. Like one day they left bleach down and my 1-year-old got into it. I had to rush my 1-year-old to the hospital. Like, I don't leave chemicals out around kids. I don't care that my son is 13. I still put my stuff all the way up in the, he has to come ask mom, can you get that down if he's helping me clean up or something like that. Like, I don't do stuff like that. And they just got mad that I was trying to, like, basically say, look, just keep this area clean. That's all I'm asking. So they felt like I was trying to take over the trailer. So they start, like, they start getting mad and calling my grandma like, oh, we want her gone, blah, blah, blah. And instead of my grandma just saying like, yeah, y'all do need to keep it clean. That girl got nice stuff up there. Y'all need to keep it clean. Instead, she sided with her son. And me as a mother, like, I'll stand behind my kids, 100%. But when they wrong, they wrong. And it just, my grandmother not like that. And
I saw that in February there was an incident with your uncle, right? That involved one of your children actually being hurt.
It was my 10-year-old son. My son, he likes to help in anything that, if I ask him during, like, come help mama with laundry, like, I can't pick this up, whatever. So he's trying to help me with laundry. And my uncle comes in and takes like this big old board and try to like board up the door in the laundry room. So I just told my son, like, you just get the basket and go over there. So as he's walking with the basket, my uncle pushes him. And when he pushed him, I'm on the phone with my cousin. So I'm like, look, I got to get off because Rock got some stuff going on and I need to call the police because this is just too much for me. So she was like, no, let me talk to him. And in the process of her saying, let me speak to him, he picked my 10-year-old son up by his neck and like held him against the wall. So I got the neighbor to call the police. Once the police came, they told me that I don't have video evidence and all this other kind of stuff, that they're not going to do anything. Every time the police come up here, they got a resolution for them, not for us. Nothing for us. Nothing for us.
We can't fix this.
You said
you can't fix this.
You can't fix this.
No.
This is, if somebody just abused my child, you can't fix that. So at that point, I knew I had to start recording. I had to start recording stuff. Like, I didn't care if it was on live. I didn't care how I got it. I just know it needed to be recorded.
Right.
So another incident, the police basically telling my kids.
Hold on, let me pause you right there because that changes that changes the dynamic also. Because when you're on the outside looking in, as we were with your story, people can say, "Oh, she won't clout," because that was the big thing. I'm gonna talk about the post that you made a little later, but this changes the dynamic of no, you're not searching for clout. You need video evidence, or they're not gonna do nothing.
Yes.
Okay.
So then so it just started happening like every other day. Like, we'll go around there to try to get like clothes, because the officer had basically told me to leave after that night. They was like, just go and let's de-escalate this. You can come back. We're not saying you can't come back. You live here. The owner would have to basically evict you or whatever. So like, they don't have the right to throw your stuff out or whatever, but you and your kids can like literally put the stuff back tomorrow and all this other kind of stuff. So as we putting the stuff back the next day, Rodriguez comes and he's like all hostile and stuff. Oh, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all broke in my house, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, you know what? Y'all step back. I'm finna call the police again. So I called the police again because he pulls a gun on my son.
Oh, wow.
He said, y'all broke in my house. I have the right to shoot y'all. So
this is your biological uncle.
That's my uncle. We grew up. Me and my uncle are the same age. He's only a month older. Yeah, he's only a month older than me. Like, not even a month. Probably like 2 or 3 weeks. But he's like, y'all breaking in my house, blah blah blah. I have the right to shoot y'all. So I'm on the phone with the officer. He don't even know that I'm on the phone with the officer. So they hearing everything that he said. So they hurry up and rush out there. So when they get there, they're like, so did you pull a gun? He was like, yeah. He's telling the officers all the stuff he done did, and they still want to arrest him.
Okay.
What the fuck is family? Fuck that shit. Fuck the shit. I ain't gonna.
Y'all go lay on the bed. Go lay on the bed.
I don't mean to curse at you. I ain't cursing you. I can't go nowhere until she got my house. She already broke into my house without a key, son.
Okay. She lives here. She lives here.
No, she don't.
Okay. We discussed this on Tuesday. She lives here. You have eviction paperwork coming. That means even your mother has acknowledged the fact that she lives here because she went to the courthouse and she got the eviction paperwork. Everybody's acknowledged that but you. Now, will you or will you not burn the house down with you in it tonight? If your answer is yes, I will take you to Baptist Hospital or West Florida and you be Baker acted. Because all of a sudden, you ain't acting right.
Fine with her leaving tonight. Back there.
And she said she was going to leave and you want to play games, wouldn't get her stuff.
Sir, I told her where her stuff is. Right
Okay.
there.
All right.
I pointed to her. I helped her even find her.
One of the both of you are going to have to act like an adult and be a grown-up and make some decisions. If you're both going to stay here and act a fool, then so be it. Now, as on your Tuesday night, we played respectful. Everything was good.
That shit make me fucking sick.
Come on.
Motherfucker with people. They can't hang on.
So now I'm just feeling like it's just me, like, against everybody at this point. Like, the police are not trying to help me. Like, what the hell is going on? So another incident happened. Well, the police sat right there in front of the yard and said, you and your kids can put the stuff back. I said, sir, my placenta is detaching. I cannot pick up this stuff. And he was like, well, get your kids to do it. So
Wow.
my son, they started, mama, don't worry about it. We're going to get it. So they start putting the stuff back in the house. And as they putting the stuff in the house, Rodriguez smushes my son in the door, like literally closes the door on his body. Bitch, I'm gonna kill this bitch. I'm gonna kill this bitch. What he did to you? Shut the door. He shut the door, my man. Okay. Oh yeah.
Video right here.
Yep. You going to jail? Which caused my son to have contusion to his shoulder. So the police didn't want to do nothing about that. The hospital called the police. The hospital called DCF. They both said it was not enough evidence to open up a case.
Okay, this is crazy because we got people playing with these services and they go harass people, family that's not doing anything because somebody decided to call on them, and then you have an actual case and y'all not moving. That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, and then this is what's also like, that's what's crazy is December 2nd, I announced on Facebook that I was having a little girl. When I announced that, December 3rd, the police showed up. I was going to a friend's funeral. The police showed up at the house while I was gone and said that they got multiple calls that I leave my children at home by themselves and that my oldest son is left to watch them. So
they can come and harass you, but they can't come to protect you.
Yeah, so the police comes and they like, they see that my two of my brothers are there with my kids. So they say, oh, well, they left in the care of an adult. We can't do nothing about it, blah, blah, blah. So then the next day I get my children up. I'm like, it's first Sunday and we finna go to church. I'm feeling good, As soon as I get ready to approach the door, it's boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, what the hell is that? And she was like, it's Child Protective Services. So I'm like, what is going on? She was like, we have received multiple calls. She said like a week of calls saying that you leave your kids at home, you snort cocaine, you drink alcohol, the house that you live in is not livable, your kids haven't been to school in 3 years and all this other kind of stuff. So for one, I tell her, well, if they tell you that I'm doing drugs and you come to me, do you have the proper stuff that you can go ahead and take a urine sample from me? Because, ma'am, I don't do drugs. And she was like, no, the drug thing is not a concern. It's your kids haven't been in school. So then when I present her with my paperwork showing that I have been homeschooling my kids for 3 years, then that's not an issue anymore. Now she's saying that the issue is the house is not livable. And I tell her, well, I'm not going to let you in this house because this is not my house. You get what I'm saying? You're going to have to wait till my grandmother gets up here to show you around. But this is the kick now. I'm on the phone with my mom and my grandmother, and I'm telling them like what's going on and all this kind of stuff. And my grandmother like, let her in, just let her in, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let this lady in this house. Like, no, I know my rights. She's not coming in here. So I'm ready for her to come in here. And it just it played in my head all night. My grandmother saying, let her in, let her in. And I was like, well, grandma, like, who do you think would do this? Because nobody even knows I'm really up here. She was like, oh, it got to be the neighbor. It has to be the neighbor. And all this kind of stuff. So she had me mad at the neighbor. Until one day, the
Whole
man
time
that was
it's
helping
her.
me fix up the house, huh?
I said whole time
Yeah,
it was her.
it was her. It was most definitely her. Yeah, it
So,
was most definitely
Tori,
her.
these are your family members on your paternal side. This your daddy people, right?
No, these are my mom's people.
Oh wow. So the brother, the
Yeah,
Malik, you and
it's my
Malik have the
grandmother. What
same mom.
we have the same mom. Yes, we have the same mom, and Anita is my grandmother, and
Yeah.
that's my mom's mom. Yeah,
So I
and
also
it's
saw
just
you
crazy
saying
because
that you broke the generational curse of having babies by your cousins. Is that on this same side of the family?
yes,
Girl, them people fucked
so
off.
yeah, and it's so crazy because girl, I don't really speak about this incident, but I will today. My one of my aunts passed away, and we was all family. We all just sitting around talking. So one of my cousins, they was like, "Girl, your uncle." Both of your uncles got in a fight the other day. We wanted to help him, but our dad told us to stay out of it. And I said, which uncle are you talking about? And she said it was, I don't want to say their names, but she was saying like it was this person and this person. And I was like, well, I don't know why your dad stopped you because that's your brother. You should have helped him. And she just paused and was like, what are you trying to say my dad did incest? And I was like, if that's how you want to take it, that's most definitely your brother. So at the repast, one of my cousins got in my face and was like, oh my God, why would you do that? We were supposed to take that to the grave. No, the hell we ain't. We ain't taking that to the grave. I'm not sweeping shit up under the rug. I don't care who don't like me after this. It's the truth. They sat there and watched my uncle be beat down to the ground, which that's their uncle. I mean, that's their brother. That's my uncle, and that's their brother and their cousin. It is what it is. Ain't nobody finna be treating him like that. So I
So
just
that
stood up
makes
for him,
sense.
and everybody was.
If the people go to your Facebook, which I'm quite sure they have, and they'll see a post
Mhm.
that says, I'm not taking shit to my grave. I'm not my grandma. So that's what you meant by that.
Yes, I'm most definitely gonna sleep peacefully when I die, because I'm not taking all this shit with me. No, it's not gonna happen.
And I think that's the healthy approach. Is to tell the truth.
Yeah, and all my life, I real deal thought that my grandmother was being raped, but that wasn't even the case. So, I just,
So, okay, so Maul is in
Wait, wait,
Alabama.
wait, 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 wait. Before we get to him, because she not done talking about the grandma.
Okay, bet.
so after she called the people on me or whatever, I like I said, I didn't know she did it at first. It like went, it dragged on, but it kept coming to me because people was telling me like your grandma was like, do you know where D is at? Those people gonna call DCF on her. And why would that just come out your mouth? Like, I left you at the house to watch my kids. So you left my kids. My kids was in your care. You left my kids and went to your daughter's house where you live, and you called those people. You called the police. You called DCF, but you want to blame it on the neighbor. So it just went on and on until. all these people start coming, and then it just kept playing in my head when she kept telling me to let that lady in that house, hoping that that lady sees something that's not right and remove my kids from the home.
Right.
So after that, it was a situation where I had I had lost my wallet, and my wallet had like everything, like what your wallet have in your social security cards, your ID, your food stamp card, whatever in there. So I didn't have a food stamp card for a long time, but one thing about me, I take a picture of all my cards, so I'm gonna have a copy of it in my phone. So I was able to go like to Dollar General and stuff and get groceries for me and my kids by just punching in the number. But I got fed up with that because I didn't want to shop at Dollar General no more. I wanted to go to like Walmart and stuff and get what I needed for me and my kids. So I ordered a new food stamp card. So I'm waiting for this food stamp card, knowing they only really take like 3 to 5 days for your card to get there, which is coming to that address that I live at in Molino. So I'm looking for my card. I'm like, keep going up there, paying people to take me back up there because I'm at the aunt house at this time. I'm paying people to take me up there to check the mailbox. So I did this at the beginning of December. My mom was like, well, I don't know. You probably need to call and, reorder. Keep reordering until you get it. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to keep doing that. Somebody has my card. So I didn't talk about it. I said, Lord, I'm just going to wait. So December 31st, my mom called me and she said, can you order me and your sister some groceries off of the Walmart pickup? And I said, how will I order you anything when I don't even have my card? I can't get me and my kids groceries. And then she was like, well, mom had your card for 3 weeks now. How the hell you ain't got your card?
Oh,
And I'm like,
wow.
what do you mean she have my card? Like, why would she take my mail out of the mailbox? Like, she don't have the right to do that. Like,
But
That
it's your
seems a
mama
lot.
knowing. It's your mama knowing for 3 weeks, but didn't say nothing until she needed you to get her some groceries.
And
yeah.
telling her to keep reordering it.
Yeah. So then I'm like, okay, I said, I'm gonna go up there. I need my card. So I text my brother. Once I went up there and seen that, they still didn't have my card. They wouldn't give me my card. So I text my brother. I'm like, look, get my card from them. I need to get groceries for me and my kids. He was like, well, it's in Rock Room. I said, what is it doing in Rock Room? I said, go in there and get shit. He was like, I'm not going in his room. I'm like, yes, you are. Go in there and get my fucking car and bring it to me. And he was like, well, now when I went in there, when I just asked grandma where it's at, they said that it's in the van. Now, why did it go from Rock Room to being locked into the van? So if you're following me on Facebook, you'll see a post where I said, is there any locksmith? Anybody have a lockout kit? Because I was going to break into the van to get my fucking card. So I get up there. Now this is funny because I get up there. I don't even know how to use the lockout kit. I don't know how to do it. So I go around. Everybody in Molino is basically my cousins, auntie, uncle, somebody like that. So I had to go basically lie to them and like, oh my God, I locked the key in my grandma's car. I can't get in. So my cousin came over. He was like, okay, I'm gonna help you. So he couldn't even get in the car. So us doing like trying to break in, Rock ended up pulling up with his work crew. And he said, oh my God, y'all trying to break in my motherfucking van and da 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 da. And I'm like, just give me my card. That's all I came up here with. Just give me my card. So he takes the card out the front seat of the car and he shoves it in my chest. So when he shoved it in my chest, like he's pissed off because I'm up here getting my card, trying to get my card. So I go and get in the car with my children's grandmother. I go in there. She had helped me, we was at her house for a minute because that's where my kids wanted to go. So I'm just trying to make sure that wherever my kids at, I can provide stuff for them. Basically, if my kid coming to your house, I'm gonna say, oh, you got this many kids, so I'm gonna make sure it's enough for everybody, not just my kids. So she was taking me to, get the car so that we can go get groceries or whatever. As I'm getting in the car, I said, hold on, I gotta run in the house and go get something. So Rock wouldn't let me in the door. He said, y'all better get the fuck out of my yard before I spray that motherfucking car. So now my children's grandmother, she's panicking. She's calling her husband. She's like, he just threatening my life and all this other kind of stuff. So we ended up just leaving. Her husband was like, just leave. Don't worry about it. Just leave. Y'all got the car. Come on, let's go. Y'all need to go. So I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, you wouldn't believe what Rock just did. He just threatened to shoot this lady car up and all this kind of stuff with me and her daughter and her in the car or whatever. And my mom was like, oh, I don't think Rock would do nothing like that. I didn't think Rock would do nothing. I said, you can't keep saying what you think somebody would do. I was like, you can't keep saying what somebody would do if you were not there to see what they're doing. So she was like, well, this and this. I said, just like you said, your mom didn't do this, your mom didn't do that. I said, I'm tired of you believing bitches over me. And she was like, you're not going to call my mom a bitch. So then it went from there. I said, I didn't call your mom a bitch, but if that's how you want to take it that way. And so she called her mom and told her that I called her all kind of bitches. So her mom called my aunt. She called my aunt and was like, call me all kind of bitches, tell her don't go back to my house and all this other kind of stuff. Well, for one, I didn't directly call you a bitch, so you can't say that I said that. You listening to what somebody else said, but if you want to take it that way, you can take it that way. So, she told me when she came up to the house, I was up at the trailer then. She came up there and she was like, Rock might not have did nothing, but I sure burn this motherfucker down to the ground. And she said, no, I'm not gonna burn my trailer. She said, because when you give birth, you and your baby gonna die. So it just started getting crazy. Like she started saying that she's gonna put the police on me. She's telling the police I sleep with people's husbands and have babies by them and want the family to take care of them. Since I had my son at 16 years old, nobody have never had to raise my kids. And I stand here today letting y'all know that since I was 6 years old, I was a booster. Since I was 6 years old, I made my first $100 bill when I was 6 years old. Ain't nobody never took care of my motherfucking children. And for her to keep going around spreading stuff, and then when I put out the situation about her not being raped, just sleeping with her cousin and gets pregnant, now she's mad. So on top of her son being arrested and what I put out on Facebook, that's what she's trying to say caused her to throw bleach on me and hit me upside my head with a hammer.
On March 4th, just days before you had your baby.
You just hit my fucking baby, bitch. My phone. She just hit my fucking children. Yes, you did. You throw that bitch. This bitch throw a bleach on me. You fucking go to jail, bitch. That bitch throw a bleach. You throw bleach on me, you going to jail, bitch. This motherfucker just throw bleach on me. I'm finna kill. I swear to God, Anita, you got me fucked up, bitch. I swear to God. You going to jail, bitch. I swear to God. You going to jail, bitch. You going to jail. No, she hit me with that hammer if she wants to. Bitch, I will. You threw bleach on me, bitch. I got the right to defend me. Malik, you better get the fuck on. I'm telling you now. Get the fuck on. Get the fuck out of my face, Anita. I'm not playing. I do not give a fuck no more. You better get the fuck about my face. You hit me. Bitch, ain't nobody hit you. You did. When I hit you? He hit me with that broom. Yeah, because you threw bleach on us. Everything on camera. Everything on camera. You a liar. That's you going, don't touch me, bitch. She hit me. Yes, the fuck you did. You going down, bitch. I got that fuck. Don't fucking touch me, bitch. I'm telling y'all, this lady just hit me in my head. Yeah, March 4th, and I had my baby on March 17th.
That's a lot.
My baby actual due date was April 7th.
All the while, you having a complex pregnancy, been relocated with your other 4 kids. You at this time, had you even told Maul you were pregnant for him?
Yes, I did. I actually went. Whenever we came back, I had took a little trip to Mobile, and I was at a hotel. I was at the Red Roof Inn. I called. No, he called me and he said, "Are you back in town?" And then I wrote him back. I'm like, yes, I'm back in town or whatever. And he was like, can I please come and see you? He was like, I miss you or whatever like that. And I guess he thought that he was just gonna come over and we was gonna be chilling and stuff like that. But I instantly stopped him at the door because for one, my kids are in here. I stopped him at the door and I said, I need to talk to you. So we standing outside the hotel room and I'm telling him like, yeah, I'm pregnant or whatever. And he's like, oh my God. He was like, didn't you say you was messing with somebody else? And I was like, yeah, but them dates not adding up from when the doctor said I conceived this baby. And he was like, well, I'm not I'm I'm not gonna accept that. Like I know I didn't do that. And I'm like, how you know? I'm like, these are the dates. I said, do you see when you came to my house? These are the dates. Look at these text messages and look at the date they say I conceived this baby. And he was like, this is too much. He was like, I already went through this with my baby daddy's daughter, basically saying like those kids by her aren't his, which she told him that they were his. So he was like, I already been through this. I'm not finna go through this no more or whatever. He was like, I'm finna go to work. So he gets in his car and he pull off and then he texts me and he was like, that's wild. He was like, I didn't do that though. And I'm like, look, just take the test. And he was like, he's not taking no test. Yeah, but like I just was reaching out to him basically like right before the day I had the baby, I reached out to him at like 3 o'clock in the morning because I was going in at 5. So I was trying to tell him like, I'm going in to have this baby, you need to get a DNA test. And he just blocked me. He instantly blocked me. So right before I actually made that post that y'all seen, I was in a group chat with him. It was him, his sister, my friend, another girl, and they were just like, the baby is 2 months now. Why don't you man up and just take the DNA test? And he left the group, and then he privately texted the girl and was like, I don't know her. I just know her through my ex-girlfriend's dad. And that what set me off because why you steady lying? Like, the shit is crazy. Like, I can admit what I did, and you should too. You should be grown enough to do that. And then, I mean, the sister and all these other kind of people. Like, I literally reached out to his mom. I reached out to his sister before this even touched Facebook. Like, I'm literally like, no, my daughter deserves to know who her dad is. Like,
So
even if you
actually,
do or
how
you
old
don't,
is
she
he?
still need to know who her dad is.
So how old is he
Maul
actually?
is 21 years old. He's 21. He'll be 22 on September the 4th.
Okay. And it's a couple of things wrong with him. For one, you talking about you're not gonna go through this again, but you steady having sex. And then
Unprotected sex.
yeah. And then two, you said you called him when you was about to deliver her, which means you could have just came up there and got a free DNA test. They give them to you free right there when you have the baby.
Yeah.
If that's what you want.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to do it. And he's still dragging this lie about he don't know me, I'm delusional, all this other kind of stuff. Like, what? I'm not gonna be adding motherfuckers to my coochie that ain't been in it. I just ain't doing that. Uh but yeah, he was real deal like saying like, oh, even if I do find out, um, I'm not taking care of no baby. His sister was like, we team fuck them kids and all this other kind of stuff. Like, that shit is ridiculous. Like, but seeing all of that makes me, if you do get a test and you find out that she's yours, I'm not comfortable with letting my baby go anywhere with you or your family because they upholding you in bullshit. So I'm
Especially
not I'm
when
not
teens
comfortable.
fuck them kids. I wouldn't be either with all these crimes against babies that's going on. But let me ask you this story. Have you tested the other guy just to eliminate him?
No.
Is he willing to take a test?
He said he don't want to take a test. He said that if I say that's his baby, he step up and take care of her, which he has been bringing diapers, making plans to go get her ears pierced, like coming over when he's not working, like just to spend time with her. But I told him, I said, I don't want you getting close to a baby that's not yours. So would you go ahead and do the DNA test? And he refused. He's,
So he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, he don't want the DNA test. He just basically saying like, you know, I'm that baby's daddy. Like I'll take care of her and all this other kind of stuff. Which we were all talking at that time, and I even told Maul the same thing. Like I'm talking to somebody. I'm mad with him right now. All this other kind of stuff. But that conception date, it just not adding up with the other dude. So me just telling both of them like both of y'all need to get a test.
Right. And
And
Mr. Fella, just let him know that it's not even about who's gonna be active as the dad. Anything could happen medically where she would need to know, who what her bloodline is. So
and then
it's in the best interest of the kid.
yeah, and then another thing, like this the situation that I'm going through with justice people, as far as his dad, James, he was like a worker. Like he would go to work. He'd been working for a long time. So he put in enough pennies for his kids to be straight whenever anything happened to him. And because I didn't have a DNA, because my baby wasn't born, before he died or whatever, my son is unable to receive those benefits. So now it's just like if something happened to y'all, like it's nothing,
Wait a
he will
minute.
get.
Is his parents still alive? Does he have
Yes,
siblings?
his parents are still alive, but so this is what happens. Social Security basically told me like you gotta have a test with a blood card, right? That test is $700 to do with the blood card. So they told me to basically like get it court ordered and all this other kind of stuff, which I'm in Florida right now. You can't like deal with all this stuff in Alabama when I'm in Florida and don't have transportation over there to handle all this business. Well, they told me that I can get the mom to write a letter basically saying that she knows that the child is his, which I was informed by Social Security that she told them that my child didn't belong to him. And then we got a DNA and found out that he do belong to him. And they saying that I can't use that DNA test because it wasn't court ordered.
What?
And that's the at-home DNA test that's on your Facebook timeline, right?
Yes. Well, that DNA test that you're seeing on my timeline, that's for Terrence and my 3-year-old
Oh, okay, okay. So how were you able to get DNA to do the test for James's baby?
through his mom.
So she did do a DNA test for you.
Yeah, so this is how that happened. It was another girl claiming to be pregnant by James at the time. So she asked his mom for DNA. And the mom was like, I'm not doing DNA with nobody, blah blah blah. And then her and the girl was like, I'm gonna pay for it, just please, do a DNA. And they went to like this place called Any Test Lab and got the test done. When the test got done, the girl results came back as 15%. So everybody was like, "That's not his baby. Ain't no test coming back 15%. Y'all might be kin in some kind of way, but that's not his baby." So the girl called me and she was like, "I just sent you a copy of my test." She was like, "But I would want to know if you would bring Justice to take a test with my daughter, and we'll go from there." So Justice and her daughter did a test, and it came back 0%. So then James' mother was like, "Neither one of them kids belong to me, belong to my son, whatever." But I'm telling her like, that's just a test that's just a sibling test. That ain't got nothing to do with you, So she goes. She didn't tell me, but she went and paid $109 and got the blood ran for her, the swab ran for her and my son, which came back 97% that she's the grandmother. So, I mean, we got that test done and they still telling me like I can't basically, even though it has their names on it and stuff, they're saying that it's not court ordered. So I can't use that for Social Security purposes.
That is crazy. And there's got to be a way around it.
So we want something
Yeah. So
positive to
I
come
mean,
out of this for you. So let's talk about what you need moving forward, right? So you a hustler. You're not on here just trying to um, you know, freeload off of people. I see you got where you do online gaming, door dashing, you do reels on Facebook to make your money. Like you're not just on here just trying to gain people up. You are very you're independent, you're a hustler, you're a great mom from what I can see. You young and you okay with your sexuality. That has nothing to do with whether or not you're a good person. So it looks like you need some legal counsel, some housing, right?
Yes.
Looks like you could use some funds to get these tests that you need because James's kid could be drawing Social Security, right? Which will also help you to take care of that baby. So you're saying that's like 700 and some odd dollars, right?
Yes.
And she also needs transportation because she has 5 children.
Yeah. And they took your car. I saw that. My heart went out to you with that. That was a horrible situation. Um, so we just need to get you some money going in, right? And you can't leave Florida right now
Yeah.
because of the case with your grandmother, correct?
Yes.
So you do have a GoFundMe that is yours, right?
Yes. Yes, my followers, they were basically harassing me to make a GoFund. Like some people are out there like they really see like me. Like it's some people that just gonna judge, oh, why are you doing this? Your daughter's gonna be she's gonna follow in your footsteps. One thing about it, two things for sure. If my daughter do follow in my footsteps, I hope she stand on whatever she does. She shouldn't be ashamed of nothing that she do if she do it. You know, I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm not ashamed of anything. I mean, it do kind of like it have you thinking like, what if my child do see this or oh be mad because I did this or whatever like that. But I mean, at this point, I don't care. I don't care. I talk to my kids all the time. I have a 13, 10-year-old. Like I'm on their ass all the time. Like I would never let them come to me and be like, "Mama, I'm not taking no tests, even though I was having sex. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking nothing from them. We're gonna stand on everything that we do, and that's what I teach my kids. We gotta stand on whatever we do. We're not ashamed of anything. I literally cook my kids dinner using a damn can opener,
I saw
and
that
it
too.
was it was
Yeah.
it was it was so it was so funny. But when I tell you that was the best meal that I ever cooked, I'm talking. I whipped the hell out of them mashed potatoes and everything. Like my kids was like, "Wow, mom, like you did that." Like I teach my children to, they can do anything. Like they can. The only thing they can't do in my house right now is wash my damn dishes. I don't let nobody wash my dishes because I want my steaming hot water and some bleach in that motherfucker. But they take out trash, they do laundry, they do all kind of stuff. So that's just our story. Like we gotta stand on whatever we do. And I'm not, I'm gonna put my pride to the side and say, yeah, I do need help. Yeah, because I'm tired of like waking up in the same room as my kids. You know, even though we was doing that anyways. Wherever we were, even they was in the room with me when we was in our 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Like they was in the room with me. So I mean, but sometimes you just want that time to yourself, and that's all I want out of this situation. Like, you know, to be at peace. I just want that test to get done. I want my daughter to know who her dad is. If they want to come around, that's up to them. But I'm not comfortable with letting her go with nobody, and I'm standing on that for now.
It was so many people that didn't want us to come and actually talk to you because they were saying the story was ratchet or this and that, and they was judging you. But in talking to you, I wanted to give you a chance to tell your own story with your own words, because you can help a lot of women that have gone through similar situations or worse. Life be happening and you can't always determine what's going to happen to you, but what you can determine is what you do after that.
At the end of the day, it takes two to procreate. So if you are responsible, so shall they. So we just not with that. We really want to help you. Um, and I want to know, what do you think about us? Do you think Maul will actually come and man up if we try to reach out to him?
Tell him I said suck. My.
Yeah. I said tell them niggas to suck my dick. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. I grew up in a glass box. Don't believe me? Get on head. Ass pops. I couldn't do shit but go to church. You laughed and kick rocks. I wish I would've stayed there. Then out here with the niggas. Don't play fair. Like I said, only went to church and school. They didn't care about that name brand. Give a fuck if I was cool. So if you don't know what I've been through, then don't quote it. Been misused and abused, but I never folded. I've been on my own for a long time. All the shit I've been through, I thank God I ain't lose my mind. Go walk a mile on my shoes, yeah. Go walk a mile on my shoes, yeah. Damn. Go walk a mile on my shoes, yeah. I was book smart, Bible smart. It don't matter in these streets. I was raised to be honest and humble. Now I'm out here with these beats. Don't teach common sense to them cues. A lot of wasted time in them seats. I spend hell years in them aisles. Bitch, I got the receipts. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit.
Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit. Y'all little niggas ain't no shit. Y'all niggas ain't no shit.
Hey y'all, what's going on? We are definitely live in this piece. She will be taking questions when she's ready. So I just ask for anybody that's going to be asking questions to please be respectful, okay? Um, this is a lot for anybody. Any normal person, this would be a lot for them. So I'm waiting for everybody to unmute themselves, but we are here.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, sisters.
Story.
Hi, Story.
Y'all got me in tears over here. I'm trying to get good.
Aww. Well,
So
this story, we really did not expect for this story to turn like this. We was honest with you. We told you we was running you down in that first live, baby. We
I
said
was like, what kind of ghetto hood ass shit is this? I
we said
scrolled my
now wait.
Facebook and it was nothing but divinity because
Yeah,
we don't have any common friends. I don't know how your story ended up on my Facebook news feed or
yeah,
what made me bring it to the girls, but I was like, y'all, I feel like we need to cover this.
yeah. A
And
lot
so
of
many.
people feel like we shouldn't have reached out to you, but I'm like, nah. How I set things up, if I'm gonna talk about you, I'm gonna give you the floor to come and talk for yourself.
Right.
So I really appreciate that you came and you shared your story with us, because the walls came tumbling down after the first phone call, baby. For
Yes.
me, anyway. So we're gonna take some questions. But again, I'm gonna need everybody asking questions to please be respectful because while this might be a salacious story to you, this is her real life. So
Agreed. So one of the questions that one of my subscribers had was, why did you continue to have children? Like, why didn't you abort or get on birth control?
Well, one, I'm never gonna kill anything that I create. I love all my children. And birth control, I don't take birth control at all. I had an incident when I was 13 years old. Well, uh, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to deal with the birth control, remembering to take it every day, the side effects and stuff like that. So that's it.
That's understandable. My grandmother had 17, and she said after child 10, she attempted birth control and ended up in ICU. Me, for one, I tried it. My mom forced it on me as a teenager because I was hiding the ass. And guess what? My first kid is a Depo baby. Okay?
oh wow, I don't believe in birth control. You know, they're playing a lot of games with this birth control. Birth control is really here to make you infertile. So, I mean, while we should all make good choices, some things it happens, and after that you have to face your responsibilities. Period.
I
Yeah.
thank
And
God for
I
my
got my
children.
tubes tied. I ended up with endometriosis because I got my tubes tied and had to have an emergency hysterectomy. So, but yeah, that was one of the questions. Thank you for answering that.
I want to ask, like, after talking about it and at least getting it out with people that, had somewhat of an understanding heart, because, the internet is undefeated. Like, it's so many ignorant, negative people out there. Like, how do you feel being able to actually articulate your side, though? Because that's what's most important, how you feel mentally and emotionally.
I actually feel good, but just like looking at it, it kind of like made me sad because you just don't imagine family to be like that. You don't imagine like raising kids by yourself. Even though I know I can do it, that's not what I wanted for me and my kids. Um, I don't really, I don't really got too much of other feelings towards it other than I hope like I'm doing a good job that my kids won't be out looking for love like I was, living reckless, like, because I was really out here wilding. And I said that in my post, like, but that's just something like I have to stand on. So, like I told y'all before, I'm gonna stand on anything that I do, and I'm not looking for no approval from anybody. I'm seeing some of these chats popping up, and I just seen something just go by where the lady was like, birth control wasn't a problem for her. Well, side effects and medication works different on other people, so it is
That's
what it
true.
is.
That's true. I feel like the solution to any problem is honesty and truth, period. Like, you have to know that a problem is there to solve it. So the fact that you was big enough to on live say, I was looking for love, I was living a little reckless. That's the first thing, is acknowledging. You know what I'm saying? That's how you grow. So we not here to judge you, me and my sister, period.
I understand that. Yeah, I'm like just even over here thinking about like I'm still like dealing with grief because I haven't had the chance to just sit down and grieve about all the things, all the people that I lost, all the things that I lost. Because in the process of my grandmother like doing all this stuff, she damaged the last little items that I had for my son of his dad, and that's something that we can't get back.
Yeah, my condolences out to you for that. That's, you know, That too is a situation that everybody grieves differently, and you can't tell somebody how to grieve. One of the questions from the chat is, what do you want for your future?
What do I want for my future? I really want to go back to school. I'm just trying to be the, like I told my kids the other day, I'm living one day at a time. I don't want to say what I want to do. I'm just working towards things that I hope will happen, because every day it's just, some days it's a struggle for me. Some days it's just, I'm up ready to, do this and do that. So I'm just living one day at a time. I'm not going to really say what I want for the future.
I think a lot of people focus in on your shortcomings versus the entire picture. Like, I'm not suggesting that my subscribers or the viewers totally negate your shortcomings and what you did wrong. I just wish that they would do like I was able to do when you gave your whole story and look at the totality of the picture. Like, look at the family that you was born into, for one. Look at the fact that the love of your life was secretly sleeping with your cousin. She killed him. And that's where the whole mall situation even came into. Look at the fact that the baby daddy, whose daughter was going with Maul, courted you, lied to you. The city lied for him with you. And, he was a married fucking man. Like, I just wish that people would be human and allow you to be human versus just, attacking you for what you did wrong. And my thing is, regardless of what you did wrong, the fact that you stood up in it and said, okay, I fucked up. Yes, I fucked up, but I didn't, like, look at that. And
Okay,
then,
sis, I want to piggyback off something you said before you get too far.
go ahead.
Not only forget the men at right now for just a second. We can't forget the men because they need to be held accountable, period. Um, but I want to go back even from her roots. Like, let's give her some empathy, you guys, because not only does her mom do fucked up shit, but her grandmother as well. Her mom sat there and had her food stamp card, lied to her about having the food stamp card, was using the food stamp card, told her order another one in the midst of using it, lied to her mother, which is Story's grandmother, and says that she was disrespectful and caused this whole fight between her grandmother. And even if her grandmother was angry, her grandmother commenced to hitting her in the head with a hammer while she's pregnant. That is a lot to deal with for anybody. We cannot judge in no shape or form if we have not walked in her shoes. It's cute to laugh about a story that you think is a little ghetto, but when you realize that this is somebody's life, your heart gotta change a little bit. Hey to everybody that's still coming in. We really appreciate y'all coming and tuning in. Like I said, please be respectful with the questions and
And
things
right
like
now,
that.
so initially when we covered this story, that was my whole deal. Well, not whole deal, because I ain't gonna lie, I was like, what kind of ghetto shit is this? But one of my major points was, why in a situation where two consenting adults, a woman and a man, engage in an act that neither one of them should have fucking engaged in, right? Either he was married or it was taboo for whatever reason. Why is it that the woman gets all the fault? Like, bitch, you shouldn't have, you, this your fault, now deal with it. Why is it that we always excuse the man and write it off as just a man being a man? That's not the definition of a man. It's a male with a dick, but it's definitely not a man being a man. Like, why is it that we always attack the woman for her actions like she fucked herself?
Right. And meanwhile, while you attacking the woman has to endure the attacking while still taking care of the kids. And the nigga is gone off living his beautiful best life. that gotta change. That gotta change. It takes two. Period. Whether the choice was dumb, smart, planned out, or whatever. Because in all situations applicable, the man can still leave. Story, you okay over there?
I'm good.
Oh, y'all, I think we need to end this. Um, I hear her voice. Um, and I'm going to protect her for right now. And we might come back. We might not, but we really do appreciate that y'all came and watched and y'all came and supported. Her GoFundMe is in the description. Listen, she is a single mom of 5. It doesn't matter how she got here, she's here. She's living in a hotel right now. She doesn't have transportation right now, but I have to leave because she's. I gotta go. We gotta go. Y'all heard her voice when she answered me, and I'm gonna protect her. I don't think anybody's attacking her or anything. Y'all were very respectful as I asked, so I do appreciate that. But this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? She shared her story. After she shared her story on Facebook, she shared it again in this interview. And she even came on live, you guys. So we're going to just give her some time, okay? So, again, we thank everybody for coming. Sis, do you want to say any goodbye words before we get on up out of here?
Thank y'all for supporting. Be on the lookout for her. Cause now that we done tapped into this shit, we done adopted her. And y'all gonna watch greatness arrive from this. Okay? Her link
Period.
to her GoFundMe, if you would like to support that way, is in the description on both me and TheeEnicole's description to our lives. If you just know somebody who is an attorney in Alabama or Florida, if you know any resources, get with me or Nicole, message us directly, you know, or whatever.
And
Because
all our links are in the description for that as well.
we have to lift her up. When you tear people down because of their shortcomings, forgetting that everybody boo boo. Okay? Everybody boo boo. Whether it's green and hard or brown and soft
Oh,
or
my.
projectile. Okay? She
Oh,
still
wow.
stank. It don't matter. We all do. It's different for real though. We all fall short. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
shortcomings may be different than mine, but it's still a shortcoming. You understand? So if we don't pull together and help one another build each other up, then you really worse than the motherfucker that fell short.
Not
It's
only that, for the people in the back that are still judging, your time comes around. And if you think the situation is bad, it takes women like her. It takes women like me who have gone through what I've gone through. It takes women like Madam and the things she's been through to help the next generation or the lady after us or behind us, next to us, to not go through the same thing. So, in order to help somebody, you have to go through something. Period.
straight like that. And for motherfuckers that, excuse me for cursing, but for motherfuckers who feel like her boo boo stank worse than theirs, you know, I just pray your kid don't shit worse than her. You got to
Yeah.
be careful when you point them fingers and cast people away as not worth it. You
Yeah.
understand me? Because life got a funny fucking way of making you eat those words.
Yeah.
Okay? Life got a funny fucking way. Them tables, baby. That's right, Dominique. Them tables, they are always turning. And you cannot control the way they turn. You understand?
At all. And just hope that when they do turn, somebody is there to reach a hand out and help you. So again,
You
go ahead.
can't unscramble no egg.
Right.
So you period. You can't unscramble no egg. What's done is done. I'm a solution based type person. If I only focused on what the past, what was done in the past, instead of what can be done, what next? Okay, now what? If we all stick to what was done instead of what can be done to correct it, Man, what a fucked up. It'll be even worse. You understand? We'll be in an even worse place. My thing is, how many motherfuckers have things in their closet that they are terrified of coming out? When, regardless of what she did wrong, this young woman was able to stand up and say, I did that shit. To
Yes,
me,
and a message from her to y'all. Whatever you do, stand on it. Okay?
stand on it. Because there's a lot of people with boo boo that they hiding under, sweeping under rugs.
But we can smell that shit, my nigga.
I smell it. Your carpet stank like a motherfucker. Okay. So, story, hold your fucking head. Okay. You know how many people don't unalive themselves because they couldn't take what life was thrown at them because they couldn't stand up in their consequence. You know how many people gave up. You know how many people became murderers because they killed their seeds. You know how many people gave their kids up for adoption. You know how
Or
many people
abuse
tried
them,
to take
or
things to
abuse
their
them, and
grave.
so many other things. Yes.
Right. It's you hold your fucking head. Do you understand me? Hello, story.
I'm here.
You hold your fucking head.
And little mama telling y'all a little something too.
Yeah. You hold
So
your
yes,
fucking head.
the link to the GoFundMe is in the description, y'all. Make sure that y'all support her because she needs the assistance right now. She's not out here lying to y'all, trying to scam y'all. She's telling y'all the truth. Y'all talk about people scamming, coming up with all this stuff for clouts, but we have somebody who really needs our help, and we should give it to her. So we'll keep you updated, and we'll see you next time.